All right, hey everybody. This is Ed from the Insomniac Drive-In. I am the curator, and we are coming to you live on this Mother's Day. We're gonna wait a few minutes here and let see if anybody's gonna come and join us, and then we'll get started on the first episode of the Front Step. I'm so excited to be doing this and here with everybody on this beautiful day here in upstate New York. So we're gonna give this a minute or two here. And we're still playing with the format of this, so we'll see what happens as time goes on. And I will archive this on our YouTube page if it allows us to. And go back and I can share this on our Twitter and on our Facebook page also. So. Hopefully something went out to the subscribers, but we'll go ahead and get started. So, hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope I find you all in good health today, and let me start by saying Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. We do have chat open. Let me just see here. Live chat. I want to do that. Okay, so now we're on live chat. So in case we do get some people coming on that want to chat, we can do that as well. I will try to do my best to answer any comments or questions. And my dog is out here in his pen, so my wife may be coming by at some point to let him back into the house. But we're gonna go with it. This is really informal. Let me tell you a little bit about why I wanted to do this in this kind of format. When I was a kid growing up in the late 70s, early 80s, we didn't have the internet, obviously. And we sat on the front step, or we sat on the playground, or we sat on our bikes. And that's how we talked about monsters and all this horror stuff that we all love so much. And that's why I wanted to do it in this format and do it live because I like live. Live is fun. And so let me get the only thing out of the way that I actually planned on saying today. Welcome to the first episode of The Front Step. I am Ed Davis, the curator, and we are going to have some fun. I got some coffee. I hope you got something too. We got the Universal Monsters right there, and if you stick around to the end of this live stream, you may see a treat involving one of the characters on this mug. So let me start out by wishing all of the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my mom, and happy Mother's Day to my wonderful wife. I love you guys, and all the other mothers out there, I wish you guys a happy Mother's Day as well. And also, I wanted to dedicate today's first live cast to George Perez, who just passed away. He was a very well-known comic book artist. I grew up, my first comic books were Avengers issues that he did. One of my very first comic books was the Avengers issue with Ant-Man, where he's jumping up at them and all the ants are attacking the Avengers. So I want to dedicate this live cast to the passing of George Perez and the wonderful memories that he's created along the way. So let's jump into what we're going to talk about this week, and that is the movies that I had a chance to watch. And I watched a lot of movies this week. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but we're going to touch on a couple of them. So let's start off with 13Fanboy. Before I go any further, I want to let you guys know we're not going to get real technical on this show. I don't keep track of a lot of the details of when movies came out, directors. I like to talk about the feelings that the movies gave me, because that's where I was growing up. I was watching a movie on TV and like, oh yeah, I like that movie because this person or this thing happened in it. And that's kind of what I want to convey here on the live cast. So let's talk about 13Fanboy. I believe it came out last year, and it's kind of a love letter to the slasher movies that you grew up with in the 80s and 70s. And it features a lot of the past casts of Friday the 13th and Halloween, I believe, and some other movies in there, and also the awesome Dee Wallace was in it too. The mom from E.T., and she's been in so many Cujo and just so many movies. And I really enjoyed this flick. I thought it was cool. The mask that the killer had in it was pretty unique, and I thought it was done well. I watched a DVD copy of it, and I thought the transfer of it was really good. I didn't expect it to look that well uh, for being an indie film, but I was really impressed with it, and I enjoyed it. And there were some cool deaths in it, and of course, Dee Wallace is just great, and I'll pretty much watch anything that she's been in anyway. Let's see, what else did I watch this week? I watched a lot. I have to say, I didn't finish it. I watched a lot of the movie Moonfall, but I did fall asleep because, you have a kid and she keeps you busy during the day. And when bedtime comes, even when you're watching a movie, sometimes you just kind of sack out. But what I saw of Moonfall was good, and I'm going to get back to finishing that this week. Let's go to another movie that I saw called Symptoms. This thing, I gotta say, scared me. I haven't seen a good movie that actually scared me in a long time. I know it came out in 1974. It's called Symptoms, and it featured Angela Pleasance. I know that she was in that. She's the daughter of Donald Pleasance from the Halloween movies, Dr. Loomis. Symptoms. It's really a psychological horror film where you don't quite know what is going on in it, what's real and what's not. And I love that about a movie. And it's tough to find movies that still uh, can convey that feeling. It's one of those early 70s horror flicks, and those are the kind of, like, they have lots of long shots of the trees and the sun coming up, a lot like Legend of Boggy Creek. That's another one that had a lot of those kind of scenes in it, and I thought this was very well done. Angela Pleasance plays a character who has this lake house, cabin in the woods kind of thing, and she's brought a friend there to enjoy a few days out in the country. And there's a body that's found in the lake, and you don't know whose body it is really until the end. And I almost a couple times thought it was going to be a different character because I didn't quite know what direction they were going in it. And I started with the lights on, and I was like, oh, this is going to be really scary. I got to turn the lights off. So that's why I actually ended up turning the lights off and watched it that way. And I really enjoyed it to the point where I put it on my wish list on Amazon, because there is, I guess, a nice Blu-ray copy of it, and I would really like to see a less muddy version that I saw. If you want to see that film, I'm not going to tell you that it's out there streaming for free, because I don't want to do that, but there are ways for you to see it if you do want to see it, and we'll leave it at that. As Joe Bob would say, if you know what I mean. So, I highly recommend 13Fanboy and Symptoms. Good films. That brings us to Saturday morning when I got up. I usually, on Saturdays, will try to recreate Creature Double Feature. What's Creature Double Feature, you say? Well, we're going to do a whole episode on that someday here on the front step. But I'll just say this. It was a Saturday afternoon, exactly what it sounds like, Creature Double Feature. They played two monster movies on a Saturday afternoon on TV, and it was kind of my gateway to all of this that we're going to be talking about. And it was my absolute love of Godzilla came from there, and Hammer, and eventually the Universal monsters would make their way into that show as well. So I have been recreating. There's a great site. If you Google Kevin Bowes and Creature Double Feature together, you will get his website. He's got a really awesome page where he lists by year all of the movies that appeared on Creature Double Feature, and the movie posters that go along with it and how many times each movie appeared. So it's really a good site, and it's kind of my go-to when I'm getting ready to recreate some double features. And I recreated one from May of '77 this past weekend. It was a big Attack of the Monsters double feature with Attack of the Mushroom People and Attack of the Monsters, which is AKA Gamera versus Guiron. Um, I'm not going to really touch too much on the Gamera film. I've seen it a lot, and it's the infamous one where Gamera spins around like a gymnast on the pole. Um, yeah, it's not my favorite of the Gamera films, but it's got a couple cool things in it. But Matango, aka Attack of the Mushroom People, was one of those films that just scared the utter crap out of me when I was a kid. For whatever reason, just some of the imagery of the Mushroom People and a lot of false imagery of what the main characters are thinking they're seeing scared little Eddie. I gotta tell you, man, it was one of those ones that I loved to watch, but I was scared to watch. Uh, it is a Toho film, and a lot of the stars in it you will recognize if you've watched a lot of the Godzilla movies. The faces are very familiar in that film, and the sets are just really cool. It's takes place on this beached not cruise ship, but ship that's crashed on this island, and it's a very rundown ship boat, and it's the set just is part of the fun of the movies. And I think if you're a fan of moody, dark, creepy doors, creaking, and ghost stories, you would probably love this film. The cinematography is really good in it. There's some really good imagery and some really scary imagery, and I think it's a lot of fun. Let's see, what else did I want to talk to you guys about today? Oh, let's talk about the drive-in. Our local drive-in, excuse me, that we love to go to is the Jericho Drive-in, and it's in Glenmont. If you are in the New York area, you should really go check them out because they are one of the last drive-ins in the area. In New York, we're lucky to have a few still in operation. But this is our home, and we love going so much that this year we ended up getting season passes. Monster Kid loves going, my wife loves going, and we just have a great time enjoying all the movies. They don't play a lot of older movies, it's mostly newer run, but around Halloween they usually do a weekend or two. It's their last shows of the season, and they'll throw some older ones in there. Last year they did, I know one weekend, I think they did like Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street. That's an amazing triple feature. We didn't go to that. But we did the following weekend when they did Corpse Bride, Beetlejuice, and Poltergeist, and that was Monster Kid's first time seeing Poltergeist, and I know she ended up being a pretty good fan of that movie. So we did go last night. We only stayed for the first film. The second feature was Everything Everywhere All at Once, and looking at the reviews, there's a couple sites that give like family related movie reviews, and it just didn't seem like one to stay for the 10-year-old, so we didn't stay for that. But we did watch Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Holy cow, this movie was so much fun. I don't want to give any spoilers of stuff that's going on, but there's the dog. I told you the dog was going to be an issue. Let's go help out my wife for a minute, and we're going to get the dog in the house. Here, I'll show you my dog. Let me find him. If I can, I don't think I can turn, no, I can't turn it around. This is live, so, all right, hold on. Let's let the dog in the house. Come on, Coop. Our dog is Cooper. Come on, Coop, we're going in the house, bud. Up in the house. Up in the house, good boy. Sorry, we'll be back to our regular scheduled fun in a second. I gotta let the dog in. Showbiz. This is showbiz. There's Cooper into the house. Okay. Thank you for hanging out with me for that. You never know what's gonna happen on the front step. So, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I love the Marvel movies. I think they're a lot of fun. They don't disappoint. Being a comic fan since 1977, I'm really enjoying this time that we're having with the Marvel characters. There's a lot going on in this film. We get Wanda back. Doctor Strange is awesome, and the Illuminati, which I'm not going to go into. If you've seen the ads, you have a general idea of who's there. But when they do show up, oh, it's so cool, and there's some good scenes. Definitely one of the better Marvel movies. My daughter hasn't seen all of them, and she really enjoyed this one as well. So I would definitely recommend you going to see that. Trying to think if there's anything else that I've seen this week. I think that's everything. So I think that's where we are for this week. Next week is going to be a little bit longer show, I think. We are, it's first show. You're not quite sure where you're going to go with everything, but we're going to get there together, and I appreciate you guys being here for it. Next week is going to be our Friday the 13th show, even though it'll be Sunday the 15th. They haven't made a movie of that yet, as far as I know. There is Saturday the 14th, and we may talk about that as well. But I know I have a bunch of Friday the 13th movies planned for Friday the 13th, and we are going to do a first-time showing for Monster Kid of not Friday the 13th, but something. And we'll maybe talk about that a little bit next week. And who knows, we may be at the drive-in again with whatever's playing there. We don't know. So next week I will have, we're going to talk about Friday the 13th, and I may even have a cool treat to show you as well. That's what we're going to do at the end of these live casts. I'm going to show you something from my collection that I really love and I think is cool. If you are a subscriber to our page, I was totally surprised that a video I posted a few years ago of my glow-in-the-dark, though it doesn't glow anymore, Aurora Godzilla model has something like 1.4K views, and it just blew my mind because I wasn't really expecting that. The page has about 80 subscribers, and to see it blow up like that is really great. Oh, by the way, if you are watching this and you like it, please subscribe to our channel, and also hit the bell so you get notifications of when we're doing videos, so we can get more people on the live cast enjoying all of this. I do love comments. I do love questions. We have a Facebook page, which is kind of active, which we're going to hopefully ramp back up again. You can find us at facebook.com/theinsomniacdrivein. I am also on Twitter, and that's where I seem to spend a lot of my time these days, just because it's easy to retweet pictures, and it's just a little easier to navigate than Facebook these days. It's tough to get the likes and stuff up there on Facebook. We seem to have a little more luck on the Twitter. And you can me at twitter.com/insomniacdi or at insomniacdi, however you want to say that. And I'll put links in the description of this, of where you can find me. But I do hope to see some of you there. I love to talk horror. I love to talk sci-fi. I love to talk grindhouse, 80s cartoons, kung fu flicks. We love all of that. So that brings us to today's cool little thing. And I told you if you stuck around to the end, you would see one of these characters again. And since it is Mother's Day, we thought it would be cool to spotlight someone's mummy. So, a few months ago, I went to this cool store called Sassy Satellites here in Schenectady. They have since moved to a mall, the Viaport Mall in Rotterdam. It's the old Rotterdam Square Mall. And they have some great, oh my God, they have some great collectibles in there. And one of the things that I got on my last trip there was, this bad boy. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, here you go. It is the Lon Chaney Jr. mummy from Universal's The Mummy's Tomb from 1942. This figure rocks. Look at that. Look at that's the face of the mummy right there. Karis. Or not Karis. Maybe it is. I don't remember the names of the mummy. Maybe somebody out there can help me with that. But this is such a cool figure, and let's see. yeah, it's just here's the back, and it's got some writing. It's all, reversed for you guys, but these are really great characters put out by Hasbro. I have another one that I will share in a future episode when we talk about Dracula. That's the only hint I'm going to give you on that. But it's just a cool looking figure, and I really like the costume. It reminds me a lot of the old Mego figures, though it's a little touch bigger, I think. So yeah, there is a cool collectible toy for you for this week's show. So if you like this, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give us a thumbs down. That's fine too. Either way, at least you're doing something for the show, which I appreciate. We're going to wrap this up for now. I just want to say thank you for checking out our first episode of The Front Step. And there's going to be, it's going to be our weekly show. We're going to try to do this once a week. And whether we have a lot to talk about or a little bit to talk about, some episodes are going to be shorter, some episodes are going to be longer. But I do appreciate you stopping in and checking us out. So once again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I hope you have a wonderful day and do something horrific. Not really, but, just have a fun day. And we will come to you again next week for our Friday the 13th episode. And I guess that's it. Take care, everybody. Until next time when we're together, keep watching those skies. We'll see you soon. And we're going to end this somehow. Yeah. Anyway, see y'all. Bye.